who you can start saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And if I see you, because you can say that to me, I'm a wet lettuce. You can't say that to Carl Froch.
John Fury has been forewarned by Eddie Hearn that tampering with Hall of Fame boxer Carl Froch is a grave mistake that could result in dire consequences. Old guy John Fury was forewarned by Carl Froch himself that he would be ironed out if he approached him.
But to me, don't come anywhere near me, nowhere in the vicinity within my jab, or you will be getting ironed out. You'll be unconscious. You'll be snoring before you hit the floor.
After John Fury issued a challenge to fight the former boxing champion, Froch responded. See what Quit said in reaction to.
Bellew and Froch, what can I say about them guys? Come and meet me face to face. I'll eat Froch alive and I'll eat Bellew alive. And by the way, Bellew got his ass.
Who would prevail in a boxing match between these two? The most recent drama involving these two has captured the attention of the public, and many have responded to John Fury's audacious challenge to Carl Froch. Stay tuned and observe as we uncover the truth in this video. When his son Tyson Fury has high-profile boxing matches scheduled, John Fury is playing a risky game by challenging people like Carl Froch and Tony Bellew to fight. This was the case when the Gypsy King faced Oleksandr Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight title in Saudi Arabia. Recently, John Fury issued a brazen challenge to Carl Froch after the latter chastised his son for not exerting enough effort in his fight. Froch enjoys a feud with the Gypsy King's father, and he once again took potshots at the former. Froch also chastised the former kickboxing champion for causing a commotion when he headbutted a member of Usyk team. Froch stressed that such behavior is intolerable and would have carried out in other contexts, especially in the UK or the US. Fury's lack of accountability and the seeming indulgence shown towards him were denounced. He also addressed what John Fury had said about him and Tony Bellew. While John Fury may have apologized for his actions, Froch pointed out that his apology did not seem sincere. John Fury had made threats and derogatory remarks, claiming to be unbeatable and boasting about his prowess as a bare-knuckle fighter. Froch refutes these claims, pointing out that John Fury's professional boxing career was not impressive and that he had not engaged in a bare-knuckle fight for over a decade. Froch also warned John Fury to stay away from him and Bellew, threatening that any attempt to approach them would result in Fury being ironed out and unconscious before going down. Froch specifically criticized reporters for interviewing Fury without questioning his actions or raising relevant issues, which allowed him to threaten and make fun of people without being held accountable. It seems that John Fury took Froch's advice to heart and avoided creating drama during the fight. Prior to the battle with Usyk, it seems that the whole Fury family had a disagreement with Froch. The boxer YouTuber was also criticized by Shane Fury Tyson's brother for continuously making fun of them.
No disrespect to Carl Froch, he's got a channel with hardly no followers and he's mentioning an old 55-year-old man, a 60-year-old man. Great world champion what he is. You know, that's what it's boiled down.
Shane Fury stressed that the battle should be left to the fighters themselves and that there was no need to denigrate fighters. He said that there had been shoveling and pushing at the regarding the altercation with Usyk, in reference to the hoopla surrounding John Fury's headbutt. He reaffirmed that Tyson Fury would show Carl Froch how great he was in the ring and disprove his detractors. Dismissive in tone, Shane Fury chastised Froch for bringing up John Fury on his channel, which he said attracted very few subscribers. While acknowledging Fury's accomplishments as a world champion, he made the implication that Fury's remarks were disrespectful and unwarranted. Presently, Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Matchroom Boxing, responded to John Fury's challenge to Froch. Carl Froch is not one to back down from a challenge, as Hearn made clear. He made it clear that Froch, a former world champion, had a reputation for being tough as nails and would face John Fury head-on. Hearn made the observation that Froch would defend himself against any opponent and has always been prepared to go at any time. Hearn was drawn to the concept of the beast between Froch and Fury, in part because he isn't directly involved and in part because Froch's direct and aggressive demeanor creates intriguing contrasts. He said that Froch is one of those exceptional people who, in a fight, would not think twice about putting up a strong defense.
Question the credibility or the resume of Carl Froch. And one thing, Carl Froch...
Hearn also discussed the bigger picture of these difficulties, pointing out how entertaining they are for the boxing community. He recognized John Fury as a performer who adds a special touch to these circumstances. Hearn says he hopes that any fights between Fury and him stay lighthearted and don't get serious, noting that he has come to enjoy Fury's role as a colorful personality in the boxing industry. Before the Gypsy King's mega battles, Joe Egan, a former Irish boxer who trained with Mike Tyson, expressed strong feelings and personal grievances. Joe Egan recently offered his thoughts on this.
Best him in the barn or in the boxing ring, because he's in the wrong, and you cannot be wrong and strong.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm in the right. He's the one that's called this fight on, and he's the one that's tried to belittle me.
And there's no money in the box.
He related an instance in which Fury labeled Egan a false hard man and a fraud when he was questioned if he knew him at a movie premiere. This remark greatly offended Egan because he thought of Fury as a friend. He highlighted his sincerity, saying that even though others frequently described him as a tough guy, he never claimed to be one. Egan talked on the beatings he had personally endured, from bullying as a child to being shot and stabbed as an adult. Even so, he upheld the values of respecting other people and confronting bullies, which made Fury's treachery all the more painful. Egan emphasized how he believed Fury had breached the mutual respect and friendship that are fundamental to the boxing community. In addition, he responded to Fury's open challenge to face Iron Mike, saying he was willing to take it on in order to establish his credibility. Fury came under fire from Egan for suggesting a bare-knuckle bout in his barn rather than engaging in official boxing negotiations. Egan said Fury's avoidance was a result of fear and a lack of confidence. As he talked about the possible financial and professional opportunities lost as a result of Fury's conduct, Egan's frustration was evident. He talked about how little money he made as a professional fighter and how fighting Fury might have changed his life. In addition, Egan discussed his experiences sparring with elite boxers like Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, highlighting the bravery and honor needed to face such difficulties. In the end, Egan denounced Fury's actions as harmful to boxing, contending that the sport requires great ambassadors in addition to outstanding combatants. He thought that Fury's actions compromised the integrity and respect that boxing ought to stand for. Until they decide to square off in the ring, John Fury and Carl Froch's feud is unlikely to end. What would transpire then if these two got into a fight? An interesting contrast of styles, backgrounds, and eras is presented by a potential matchup between Carl Froch and John Fury. Though for different reasons and at separate stages of the sport, both guys are well known in the boxing community. Ireland is a former bare-knuckle combatant and professional boxer. Other than being Tyson Fury's father, he is most renowned for that, although his resume doesn't reveal anything noteworthy. Over the course of his 8-year professional boxing career, John Fury engaged in 13 fights, finishing with an 8-4 record and 1 draw. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, he exudes an air of grandeur and is known for his toughness and resilience, which he probably developed from his experience in bare-knuckle fighting. A distinct age of boxing, marked by street fighting skills and raw toughness, gave rise to John Fury's expertise and gritty fighting style. Conversely, more modern boxer Carl Froch was born in Nottingham in 1977 and has a distinguished professional career. Former professional boxer England Froch, also known as the Cobra Froch, was a competitor from 2002 until 2014 and won several super-middleweight world titles, including the WBA, IBF, and WBC titles. With only 2 losses and an amazing 33 wins minus 24 of which came via knockout, his professional record is rather astounding. Froch is renowned for his strong punches, remarkable stamina, and punch-absorbing ability. He has battled and triumphed over some of the greatest fighters of his day, showcasing his extraordinary abilities and cunning in the ring. Several things are taken into consideration when comparing these two fighters. Given his stature and bare-knuckle fighting background, John Fury seems like a fighter who can take a lot of damage while using an aggressive and unorthodox style of fighting. While he may have an advantage over Carl Froch in terms of raw power and toughness from his street fighting background, his professional boxing record is not quite as impressive. Who has defeated elite opponents at the top levels of the sport through fighting? Carl has an advantage because of his technical proficiency, use of contemporary training methods, and career successes. John Fury may not have the same conditioning, tactical acumen, or capacity to carry out a game plan as Froch's. In a hypothetical bout, Froch's knockout power and ring savvy would probably be the deciding elements, but John Fury's tenacity and bare-knuckle expertise shouldn't be undervalued. Carl wears Dress's exceptional boxing abilities, his background in business and strategic thinking would probably give him the advantage. Carl most likely would outbox and outlast John Fury if he could adjust and defeat elite opponents in the ring, although the battle would be an intriguing contrast of eras and fighting techniques. Carl would be the favorite because to his contemporary boxing background and successful career at the highest levels. This fight would be easily won by real sound Froch, who might even knock Fury out in the first few rounds. Remember to subscribe to and like the channel. To ensure that you never miss any more videos like this, turn on the bell for the most recent notifications. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next video.